Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Icenia campaign. Last time, we did a quick war to clean up our border war a little bit, to great success, and got ourselves some territory down here in Celtica, the province of Celtica, not confusingly in the region of Celtica, which I can barely see because of these names are in the way, but just trust me, here it is, Celtica. So, a little bit weird, don't know who made this call about the map layout, but it is what it is. Anyways, something I do want to do is I want to actually switch the capital of this little section of Celtica that we control over to Icciodoro. And you might be saying, this adventurer, you goofy goober, what are you doing? Well, let me explain. We're going to move the capital over. Yes, we do have minus loyalty, but it's mostly under control. We're not near the threshold for provincial rebellion or anything. I'm going to build a fort in Icciodoro, and essentially, this won't be the permanent capital location, obviously. For the purposes of the Arvernia War, I want Icciodoro to be fortified because this extends zone of control over Bricogallis and Claudiomegas. Pontieniacum is outside the zone of control, and they can actually slip through a zone of control through here, but then they enter the zone of control of Seweriakis, so that's still safe. What this does, however, is it does slow them down coming in this direction. I possibly won't have forces entering Arvernia from Celtica, as well as from Nemnetia and from the south, and possibly from the coast. I'm deciding still the exact set of approaches I'll take for this pretty large war, with a lot of possible fronts to approach from. But one thing I want to do is give myself more flexibility by making sure that this section that's sort of outside of Seweriakis' zone of control is also fortified. And since we're going to fortify Icciodoro, we may as well also put the provincial capital there, so they can't just get the province control in Pontieniacum with basically for free. So that's kind of my mindset with that. Hopefully that all makes sense. I'm a little tired, so hopefully my explanation wasn't too bizarre. Anyways, so that's that. Let's go ahead and get ready, by the way, for what we're doing this episode, which is a war with Coletia. Now, Coletia, we have a claim on them. In fact, they're the last person we currently have a claim on. We may also start to generate a claim before the Arvernian War as well. We actually don't have a claim on Arvernia, I should note, as well. Now, fortunately, the Coletian War will actually clean up our control of Armorica. This will fully solidify the last bit of Armorica, or fully solidify our control of the last bit of Armorica that we still need to do. Because Coletia and Eborowikia are in the defensive alliance together. There they are. They're also separately allies. This is a very sure thing that they'd come in either way. So this is already going to be a larger war than the ones we've done the last couple times. They're also in a defensive alliance with Beowakia, which is another sizable local power over there, as well as Parisia. So overall, this will clean up, assuming we win the war, which we will. It's a question not so much of will we win the war, but will we win the war efficiently, cheaply, and without too many mishaps by me. I can't make any guarantees about any of those things, so we'll find out. But either way, the effect of a total victory here, first of all, will thankfully give us a gigantic aggressive expansion cushion. Remember the days when I used to be so worried about aggressive expansion building up? Not so much anymore. I have so many ways to reduce aggressive expansion, and I'm not in huge wars much anymore, that it would be nice to actually build up some aggressive expansion so that I do have use for my aggressive expansion reduction modifiers. So fully taking over Armorica, and also giving us, if these... I wish these, like, pop-ups could be disabled if you wanted to. I just want them to go away. Stop that. Whatever, I'll show it like this. So Parisia over here, as well as Beowakia, they are... Let me actually just click elsewhere. There we go. This is how you do it. They're also going to give us more of a presence in Belgica, and also potentially a presence in Celtica. I may potentially spare Parisia just because I don't really want to expand into Celtica quite yet. That's pushing it a little. It's not that I don't necessarily have capable governor characters who I can place into that position, but there may be some value in not overextending, especially because I am going to push further into Aquitaine pretty soon. That being said, Celtica is not entirely like dominated by one nation that I'd have to deal with, so I'll decide what to do about Parisia when we get there. But In terms of the actual war, we do have a couple months to go. I think 3 months or 4 months. I think 4 months is the longest. I looked at this before starting. I do think 4 months is the longest we have to wait, so that's totally fine. We will, let's see here. We're going to move the Ulconum Navy over to Isamnium, and yeah. No, actually, hold on. We're going to move the Ulconum Navy over to Manawia and spawn the troops from Caledonia there. Spawn the troops from Britannia in Londinium. Or, It'll take a while to move all of our troops around, so we'll just wait and see what ends up making the most sense. Do we have any characters in prison? There's a good chance we might. No, we don't. Okay, good. I'm glad I remembered to not do that. Good stuff. All right. Now, the slave population is really out of control. I still have to figure out what to do about that. If there's some way I can cut down on the slave count, that would be good. Actually, hold on. I'm going to keep them in Ulconum because I'll spawn... Actually, I'll move them to Londinium and I'll spawn them... Actually, hold on. I'll move them both to Ulconum and then I'll spawn the army in Ulconum. That probably makes the most sense, all things considered. Ooh. Is Marinia in a war? No, they just have their levies raised for no reason. Very strange. We're also approaching 550, which will be a momentous centennial for our nation here. Very cool. We have so much money. Holy moly. I need to invest this money somewhere, but mostly I just want to get this war underway and have some money stored up for the Auvergne War, just in case. It could never be too safe. 1 month away. Good stuff. I think for this war, I should have turned off fort maintenance between my wars. I keep forgetting to do this. After this war, I'll turn off fort maintenance until we're ready for the next war. But because this war is about to happen in a few days, we will keep the fort maintenance on. Just because forts may play a role here. Although actually, should I wait until this fort is done? Let's see. Oh, hello. It looks like Morania is actually fighting the Kalatian alliance. This is interesting. Is Marinia bringing in its allies as well? No, it's just Marinia. What is Marinia doing? You do not have the power to face these guys. Or actually, hold on. Is it a war that the Kalatian alliance has declared on Marinia? It's Marinian... it's for taking Beowakia. No, I think Marinia declared the war. What is Marinia doing? You don't have the numbers for this. Unless you have tons of money and you're about to splurge on mercs, but even still... This is wild. Okay, well, this is actually good, though, because this means that the Kalatian Defensive Alliance is preoccupied. Although it does mean they're going to have military access, which allows them to enter into my Belgica section. Because previously, Marinia was not going to be in the war, and they wouldn't have necessarily been able to enter into Belgica. So I now have to think about a Belgica front, which is a little irritating. I think with that in mind, what I might do is actually send this force... or this navy over to Ulconum, send the Londinium navy to Manawia, and actually spawn the Germania and Belgica levies and keep them in Belgica just to protect Belgica. I don't... They can't get too far in because Tarwenia does extend zone of control pretty effectively, and Cortoricum, which actually has a pretty booming population. This is a nice graphic there. It also, of course, is protective. But they can still do some damage to my unfortified land if they are trying. I'm a little nervous about this one here. I'm gonna move a slave in here just to be safe. Yeah, 3 feels safer than 2, even if it may not matter at all. I've never experienced depopulation in this series, so I'm probably overly concerned about this for no reason. But all the same, may as well. I think I will wait for this fortress to be done because this will be such a large war with so many participants. I can't necessarily keep track of all the armies perfectly, so having this fort be done will be actually quite important because, yeah, the zone of control. So I will wait for this fort, so we're not going to be going too quickly here, which means in the meantime, I will actually turn off my fort maintenance just ever so slightly. It does save us only a very small amount, but it adds up over time. So we'll get it going again. Maybe in mid 548 is probably the right call for that. Yeah. So in the meantime, let's look around and see if we can do some infrastructure stuff. Also the other thing I should do is I should spend some money first on a city next month when I get my next bit of political influence. Oh. We had one of those weird icons that popped up super quickly. Very strange. Now I need to decide where to actually put the city. Let's see. I think I was talking about doing it up here. Did I say I was going to do Karnarnakia as my next city? Possibly I did. We do have the city in Welyunatie, which is a pretty ambitious, very northerly city. Hopefully give us some colonization someday. I think Karnarnakia, I do want to build a city up here just to get this sort of like set up. So I can have that there. And is this still the right call? I do still, yeah, like up here in Caledonia, the terrain is so uniformly bad for urban cities. I mean, kind of makes sense, you know. So I do think this is still the best spot. You know, I don't like building cities in forest, but it's like it's the least bad place for the purposes of being a city in this particular region. There's no better terrain anywhere here, and I'd rather not. Like forest is better than marsh, to be clear. Yeah, definitely better than marsh. So we'll build a city up here in Karnarnakia. Yeah, let's go for it. Mostly the purpose, by the way, of building a city, because I don't need to build a city in every provincial capital. Of course, I like to, but I don't need to. The reason I want to is because it'll improve our chances of being able to get enough population to colonize the far north, wherever we may not be able to reach from places like Manawia, which itself isn't exactly a high pop place. Speaking of which, let's do some infrastructure stuff. Now, this would not have much effect. This could be good for more citizens. Court of law. What's our population like in Manawia? We do have a couple citizens. We actually have a couple nobles as well. I do think court of law is probably the best call as a default if we don't have a lot of freemen. That being said, it does say +1, so I think it said +0 before, so I think now we have enough population where this would have an effect. I think training camp first. Yeah. Let's see here. All these places. Canetio is really not a thriving city here. I think I'm going to actually destroy the academy in Canetio and replace it with a training camp. And I think I can justify an academy when there's not a training camp yet. I'm just scrolling around. I need to build a city in Petuaria. I need to not neglect my Courtania section. Dictium is doing really well as well. I was not expecting Dictium to be such a metropolis here, but yeah, it's doing good. Same thing here. We do have a couple nobles, but I'd rather get more manpower. Alright, and then over here. Oh, this isn't a city yet. I need to make this a city. This will probably be our next city. I basically, with this city build up here, we're almost done with basic city building in Albion. It's about time to turn our focus really to Gaul. And this looks good. Yeah, so all of our cities are looking fine. Okay, let's do some provincial infrastructure. So, where you Lamium? Let's build It's really low population. Essentially, hold on, let's be smart about this. Instead of just building infrastructure haphazardly, let's focus on trade goods here. Because we have some trade goods down here that we can really work with. Alright, no other super good stuff there. Earthenware. What do we want to focus on? Iron could be good. We already have mines here. This is now pretty backline, so we can move slaves in here. Alright, let's move some slaves in. How many slaves are we looking at? Oh, we need 2 more. Okay. There we go. 1 more copy of iron. Love to see it. And I could fortify this just to be extra safe. That would slow down my war a little bit though, because I'd have to wait for this fort as well. I think I'll just defend this with armies instead of fortifying, because this is not going to permanently be the provincial capital location. It's just for the war purposes. What kind of trade goods around here? Well, I could get stone here. This is not very safe though. Let's not do it there. These are not great trade goods around here. How about back over here? Anything I missed? Base metals could be good. Right, we got a lot of base metals around here. Okay, let's do some more slave movement. I'm gonna sell tons of base metals in a moment. The Gauls around. Wargame has amber? Really? Alright, sure. There we go. That's the first one. Over here, we got the mine. I built all these mines like 30 years ago, so it's about time I got to this. Alright, from Sulis, that's fine. From Wargia. We're going to run out of slaves in the area, which is fine. We have so many base metals. Let's actually scroll over here. Alright, let's see. Alright. Actually, hold on. I think I pulled away 1 too many. I think I pulled someone down to 2. Did I do that? Maybe I didn't. Okay, maybe I pulled it down to 3. I don't want anything to be at 2. Wait, that's not even my province. Or it will be soon, I suppose. Okay, and then I think 1 more base metal we might be able to squeeze some slaves in. Oh, there's so many people who live here in Trigoritum. This one's really close, actually, so let's do it. Oh, this one doesn't have a mine, though. Hold on. Whoops. I missed this one. Alright, well, let's move people in, because the mine will be constructed at some point. So slaves are not allowed to promote. Let's move in some of these woad slaves. And then, I guess this, I think this used to be a capital, but these people are still living here, so you need to leave. This is now a crowded slave mine. Heads up. Alright, now let's move some slaves in here. I think I might just be able to squeeze the last couple Armorican slaves into this mine. This has been one of the most brutal episodes conceptually, where I'm just packing these mines with slaves from all over Armorica. Jeez. There we go. Okay. And now I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think 5 or 6 additional resources to sell just from that. So yeah, just a couple minutes of doing that, and I will make several more gold per month because of that. So good to see that. Now over here, is there any? Did I miss anything over here? I mean, Northern Ireland is not exactly resource rich, or excuse me, Northern Hibernia. I guess I could get stuff like livestock and sell that. You know, I guess I don't own that part. To be fair. Okay, within the part that I own, there is livestock here, which makes sense. But the issue is there's not going to be many slaves living on Hibernia. Where can I move pops from? Actually, no, I can move them from... no, it is just Hibernia. I think I can squeeze them into one livestock spot, so... We do already have a farm here. We need 10. So let's move in. Move with the leather slaves. Oh! Oh, shoot! Did I just depopulate? Wait. Wait, I didn't own this before, did I? Wait, how can I colonize this all of a sudden? Oh, wait a second. I actually moved enough population into that territory that I can now populate this other territory. Ooh, that's actually interesting. I didn't realize that would happen. I guess I should have been thinking about that, but yeah, let's populate it. Heck yeah, look at that. Now the western coast of Caledonia completely colonized. Love to see that. Phenomenal. What do we have here? It's a pretty bad spot. It is forest. It's firs. All right. Okay, what was I doing? I think this was the spot I was building in. Yeah, it must be. Okay, let's move some more people in here. Ablania. Absolutely, we had a lot of slaves in Ablania. Or we had a lot of population in Ablania, not necessarily a lot of slaves. And yeah, let's not move that person, that depopulate. Let's move in from... These are all resources I'd want to build up in. I guess I'd rather sell livestock than fish. I'm assuming livestock is more valuable than fish. Let's find out. Fish is 0.2, livestock is 0.3. Yeah, so let's de-emphasize fish and emphasize livestock. We need 2 more. There we go. And that's, well, we might be able to squeeze 1 more livestock out of Hibernia septemvirentalis. Let's see here. We have a lot of slaves. Let's see, what would we need? Well, this one doesn't have a... What does this have? Oh, it has a port. That's right. Okay, we're not going to be able to do it here. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Anything else up here? I haven't really looked up here at this spot up here. Stone we could sell with a mine. Base metals, maybe. We do have a mine up here already. Only have 1 slave though. Zero slaves. We do have a mine here. All right, let's do habit tancum right here. Window lava. We're not going to focus on window lava for a little moment, so safe to move them from there. Oh. Oh, look at that. We can do another colonization. Hey. Sweet. Let's do it. Oh, we're almost there. Just like that. All right, what do we have here? We have wild game. And that's about it. Fair enough. Okay, where was I? I'd never thought about doing slave movement to facilitate colonization. I guess I should have realized that would be something that would happen. All right, let's keep moving slaves in. Move them in from the fish. I need 2 more? Yeah, I need 2 more. There we go. And any other... I mean, sorry for such a slow, big slave movement episode, but this little micro is going to make me a ton of money when I hit the next month. So it is going to end up being worth it. All right, we do have mines up here. I would like to sell some more base metals. All right, let's move some slaves. Never mind. We can't really move any slaves. This is a little too far away to move slaves right now. Totally fine. All right, abort mission. I think that's probably it for slave stuff today. All right, looking good. Let's unpause. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna sell stone to Rugia. Sure. Also doing this, the selling now is good because once we get more aggressive expansion, we may have to wait for that to die down before we sell again because people won't be happy with us. All right, let's sell to the furthest away party. Basement, sure. All right, I'll sell to you. So we're looking for... Okay, the other thing we can do is we can watch this war pretty closely. We can, of course, assuming we have a couple months to get ready, get our forces into a war while this war is ongoing. We may actually end up stacking forces in Belgica because everyone's going to be over here in this area. So we may need to be in Belgica to be ready. I think what I might do is have a sizable force in Belgica just to kind of hang out in Corrigan and just kind of wait and see if anyone comes in, while the rest of my forces are on the offensive down here. Is probably the right way of approaching that. Base metals, yep. Watch my income. Look at that. We got 3 gold already, and I think we have a couple more resources to sell also. So, real good stuff. We're absolutely boosting our economy here. This is the kind of like little like slave micro that really makes you tons of money. Ooh, we got a battle at Tuakera. Who wins? Can't tell who won there. It looks like Marinia lost, so that's, I mean, to be expected. I don't know what Marinia is thinking here. I guess they're allied with Nuria, and Nuria, to be fair, is involved also. But Marinia and Nuria aren't really able to take on Coletia and its large number of friends. So I don't know what their plan here is. They must have mercenaries in mind. It's the only explanation. Sell to the Germans. Yep. Good stuff. Also, we're building up our manpower. Because this is a larger war that may end up having some manpower drain. So we got to be a little careful. And I'm going to save up. I'm going to try and have a savings account of maybe 1,000 gold going into the war, just so I have emergency mercenary money, just in case. We will see, though. Yeah, actually, this is good to keep in mind. Nuria being in the war dramatically expands my front if I end up fighting Coletia while this war is going on. Because Coletia can freely move through Marinia and Nuria into my northern territory. So this actually is a little annoying. It does deeply, or it extensively expands my front. And if I were to wait for the war to be over, which I could do, they would probably just fully annex Marinia, which actually could be good because it saves me the trouble of fighting Marinia later. I guess the really greedy approach is to actually wait for them to beat Marinia, which they surely will, and maybe even Nuria, because this is all territory I want to take later also. So if they actually... I don't know if they'd annex parts of Nuria, but they would surely annex Marinia. You know, I think I might actually wait and see how this goes. There's no rush. I can just sit around, build up my treasury. What I also need to do, by the way, when I'm not at war, I keep forgetting about this, is turning off army maintenance for the extra cultural happiness. That is valuable, so let's do that. Yeah, I always forget to do that. My bad. But it's all good. Yeah, so we're just going to watch the Marinia War, see how this goes. As expected, they are going to handily get that. Twisting the knife, Wisenius the Dubicus the Gaul, for reasons known only to himself, has begun to view Caecilius Collatus with jealousy and distrust. This is the head of the Collatii family. The family, I believe... hello, game. Please don't crash on me. There we go. The family, I believe... no, actually, that's Urkii. Also, Wisenius is ailing. That's not great. Don't like that. So we start to see this guy as a rival. That's not ideal. What are you ailing from? I don't really like that at all. Let's, can I seek, what's it called? Seek doctor help? Is that what it's called? What am I trying to say here? Can I get medical support? Seek, whatever. We'll see if an event pops up, but I don't know why I'm ailing. He's only 30. That's not allowed. If he were to die, who takes over? I think Karsauna just takes over at 8 years old. Okay, that'd be less than ideal, but we do have a succession plan in place. Not ideal succession plan, but we do have one, so there's that. Sorry for the slower paced episode here. Like I said, I'm tired, but we did boost our income quite a bit, which is nice. Yeah, these guys are burning down Marinia. I think I will wait for this war to be over because I'd rather them have Marinia in their nation, but sort of like not really... hold on. I'd rather have them control Marinia and maybe parts of Nuria so I can take it over from the war with them, as opposed to doing a second war against Marinia. Plus, fighting a war when there's other wars over the same territory or involving the same people can be kind of complicated. Alright, word has reached us that Ade Damaris Duicus has been spreading dangerous rhetoric that calls into question Wisenius' right to rule. Challenging Wisenius on the grounds of birth, efficacy, and morality, Ade Damaris Duicus could cause widespread dissent if the claims are not dealt with. Who is this? He's a pretender. Oh, this is actually my younger brother. Yeah, that's right. This is my younger brother. If he had good stats, I might consider it because he's in perfect health. He's a little younger. That being said, his martial is real bad, and I can't have a low martial leader. That's a really bad situation to have that. It's just because because I'm using levies, so this is one down to the levy system. My main military power is my levy of Britannia. If Britannia's governor, which is always going to be my king or queen, has bad martial, most of my military power is diminished. So I need to have a high martial main nation leader, ideally. Lose legitimacy. I'd rather not lose legitimacy. That provides a lot of good stuff. Well, stability loss would be okay. Losing loyalty with him. He should still be okay loyalty-wise if I do this. Alright. Hopefully that just goes away. Yeesh. Alright, so we'll see what happens here. Speed 3. And the other nice thing, too, is if I do this war directly after the war between Collatia and Marinia is over, Collatia may not be able to re-raise their levies right away, which would be hilarious and very cheesy if I could snipe them while their levies are forced to not be raised. So that'd be pretty funny. I don't know if the game has that same handicap that I do as the player. I guess we'll find out. Let's see how far along this is. I almost want to declare the war then as soon as the Marinia war ends. I'm thinking Marinia will cease to exist momentarily. Oh, there it is. That's it? That's all you took? Really? Are you serious? You left that much of Marinia? You goof. Okay, well, that's actually pretty awkward because now you awkwardly... Well, I guess now I can actually connect my territories in one war. So they've weirdly pieced out with Marinia immediately. Unless you've done some other thing with Marinia. No, you're still independent, I think. Yeah, okay, so this is like not really the outcome I was looking for. I've also left them their fort. Jeez. Okay, well, that's that. So now we'll go back to the original plan. Once this fort is done, or rather, as the fort is about to finish, we'll get our armies in position. Although I do need to wait for the fort to build up its numbers. I probably don't, though, because they're unlikely to get into the fort because my forces will be here. Okay, once the fort is almost done. So let's say maybe June of 48 is probably when we'll make these moves. Yeah, that's probably the call. Come on, man. What's the issue here? Refused funding? Was this an event? Power base. Head of the family. Alright. Get out of here. There's all these exiled units. Okay, so we're not going to be able to do the clever little plan against Kaletia after all. That's a shame, but, you know, it is what it is. This is a pretty sizable merc force. I might honestly even just call in this merc force to protect Belgica. Because on the... Well, that might be a little excessive. Let's see here. Here's Meridia's forces, including mercs. So assuming there's no mercs, let's assume we're talking about 2k levies. It's going to be 4 2k levies at play here. Which means around so 8k, it may be a little bit more than 2k in some cases, so 8 to 10k, which for me the main problem I'm going to face with that is really just the number of armies that are going to be roaming around. Fortunately, I have a large number of little armies I can move around as well, but the issue is a lot of these characters don't have great martial. Actually, our martial situation is mostly okay. It's really just Buit who's not super great on martial. Okay. We're going to save our money at this point, just to be safe. You never know what might come up. I remember with horror the early stages of the campaign, with the trouble I had with money at the time. Which I think I might in April start getting my troops moved around instead of doing it in June, just to be safe. It does take a long time to do this. All right, here we go. Let's go to, where is my, I literally looked at it, where is it? Alright, get envelopment on the boats. And I'm going to bring, I think I'm going to have all of my levies except the Bretonic levy actually stationed in Belgica. Yeah, I'm going to do it like that. Because they may just have all their forces enter Belgica, and I need a force that can take that on. And all of my levies combined should be able to counter their Belgica or their combined levies in Belgica if they go there. So we're gonna do it like that. Meanwhile, let's go over to here. Raise the Armorica force in. I think we'd want to do it. I think. Hold on. What is this? I think we'd take Blessum first, sack Kennebum. They have this unfortified city. This is a dumb move. You don't want to have an unfortified city ever. We'll sack Kennebum and then go up to Atricum. So let's have you hang out in hang out there. All right. Get you on the right tactic as well. Shock action is actually fine. Shock action, by the way, is better than envelopment, only if your effectiveness is better than the effectiveness with envelopment. I will admit I'm not necessarily a master of the like land warfare meta in terms of tactics, but that's just my experience. This counters envelopment, and envelopment is pretty common. Envelopment countering deception. We're not going to counter phalanx. Deception being countered, though, Deception is used sometimes by like chariot and cavalry armies, but I don't think the AI does it that much. So shock action is usually the better call because it counters envelopment. All right, and then let's also go ahead and raise the actual levy here. Just raise them there. Raise the Germanic levy 2, and we'll just have them walk over. And then, who's left? Obviously the Britannic levy. Aquitania, that's right. Development. Shock action. Yep. Alright. Okay. And then... Nope. Wait, where are they? Where did I raise them? Oh, I raised them up here? Oh, I misclicked. Yeah, that's annoying. Wait 4 months. I can... that's super annoying. I misclicked up there by accident. Alright, we'll just pick them up like this. No big deal. I gotta be careful when I'm clicking around when I have the levy map mode open. Certified dingus maneuver right there. Alright, everybody square up. Who wants to lead this force? Actually, hold on. I think I want you both to go to Belgium. Yeah, I just talked about this. Go to Belgica. You pick them up. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. All right. On the boats. Oh, it's too small? What? 58 ships. Oh, because they're 2 separate groups. Alright, fine, I'll split you. Alright. It's janky, but it works. Okay, you definitely are going to not lead. Nope, wrong one. You follow. Yeah. Yeah, basically, Bleat can't lead an army on his own because it just gets deleted by anything that looks at it. Civic advances. Nice. Okay, what are we working on here? I was going somewhere, but I can't remember what that was. I think it was in the religious area. I think I wanted to get conversion policy laws. Let me remind myself what those are. Conversion policy. Oh yeah, I wanted to get cultural dissimulation. Yeah, this will be really strong. All right. Yeah, we're going to go for that. Because we're so close. All right. Yeah, let's grab tolerated cults. Present in numerous cultures and nations, the mystery religions were a syncretic ideology which often ran alongside the state religion and involved secret rites societies and meetings. In India, Jainism developed as a minor religious movement which eventually state sanctioned under the Mauryas, with Chandragupta himself embracing a Jain lifestyle upon retirement. Cool. Cool and good. All right. Once you're on the boats, we will get going for Belgica. Well, also, let's actually, hold on. Yeah. And I will boost fleet maintenance because there is going to be naval action at the very start. I'll try and snipe their navy so I can then turn naval maintenance off because I don't really need naval maintenance aside from just the first fight. And this is just to save me money because with low naval maintenance, they may take down a ship or two with their minuscule navy versus my navy. We'll see. Okay. Now we were all on the boats. And also, you come down here as well, please. base metal from Icenia. Yeah, I'll trade with you, sure. Works with me. Or works for me, I should say, not really. Works with me. Alright, looking solid. And this will be done around the time we start the war, which is great. The famine spreads. Officials from the Brigantia bring dire news that the panic and scarcity of their neighboring province of Wododynia has seeped into their area, as the wealthy stockpile inordinate amounts of food, and refugees from Wododynia put strain on the supply. Get loyalty with Welibia Welbia, which may be a good thing to do. Can I... Her loyalty is decent. Still be good to get loyalty, though. Lose loyalty in Carnoia, who has fine loyalty. I think Carnoia... This might be a good call. We can just pay money. I'll just pay money. I have the money for it. No big deal. Oh, Aneroestes Dewicus was killed in a freak accident. He was the researcher. Let's get another researcher then, please. Wheat Calatis? Sure. Actually, no. I don't want too many Calatia. We have all these Calatii in office already. Let's get someone from a house with less presence. How about a Welba? 6 finesse. Well, 6 finesse is fine, I think. Well, actually, hold on. If actually these aren't if researcher. Okay. All right, we'll assign you to the task. Almost there. Just getting everything into position. Minor addendum. Stability for political influence. Yeah, sure. May as well. Okay. So the first levy is going to head... Actually, you're both going to head on the land. Alright, the first levy is going to head to Nalia Kellis, and then you are going to head to there. Now, our ships can return to their home ports. I think they're not going to be needed. I wish I could, what's it called? Turn individual navies maintenance off. In EU4, you can do that. I don't remember what that's called. There's a term for it, though. Whatever it is. All right. Actually, hold on. Let's do this a little bit more correctly. Head on down. Namnetum. You return to Namnetum. Fortress is done. Good stuff. And then you return to Londinium. Actually, you head there. And, where's my Oconum Navy? Oconum, you head here. Yeah, just to cover the sea areas. Fortress is done. Alright, there it is. Good stuff. And we're almost ready. Wait for these guys to arrive. What's our morale like? Morale is full. What about our fort? I mean, the fort is probably at basically nobody, but it's unlikely this fort will be sieged immediately. So I think we're just about in position to start the war. Once these guys arrive, we'll move in force to Briga. We do have Parisian mercenaries hanging out up here. a little alarming, but they'd have to enter friendly territory for it to be a problem. Oh, wait a minute. There's actually more wars happening. Parissia is at war with some more inland Gauls. Okay, so Parissia may be preoccupied. That's good to know. And we will call it here. Sorry for the cliffhanger ending here, but this is a good place to end the episode. Thank you so much for watching. Next time, we will actually launch the war against Calatia. This was an unexpected interim episode. I was planning to do the war this episode, but I did need to get everything in order, and I did do some good economic stuff in the background. We're now very, very well positioned to pull off a great war against Calatia and its allies. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.